It's that weekend that everybody is looking up to. And, you know, if you're a sports enthusiast, especially matters rugby. Because in this country, we love Kenya Sevens a lot. And this weekend, it's all about rugby. And we are where, Kabir?
We're in Hong Kong for the festival in the East.
For the festival in the East. And festival indeed, because Kenya is not disappointing either. Starting with a bang, 19-0 against Spain. And remember that Spain is a team that has beaten Kenya before. But again, as we go to Hong Kong, these nations, Hong Kong, Singapore, Kenya has performed very well, because it reminds me in 2016 under the late Benjamin Ayimba, where Kenya won its first ever main cup title. So I have a lot of expectations with this team down in Hong Kong, and that's courtesy of M-pesa. We give credit where it's due, because the team is performing very well because they have immense motivation. Men is everything. Babylon paper. Pesa ni kila kitu. And M-pesa have come through. They are the main title sponsor for the Kenya Sevens team, and you're seeing the result that they are minting.
Yeah, and I don't think it's just, you know, the motivation is a big factor, but at the same time, I think that being a title sponsor, it allows the backroom staff to do their jobs, and also to know that there's enough in place for the team to be able to focus on the game. You know, I know that our boys, when we watch them on TV, we expect performances on the pitch. But I think very few people understand how much work goes on behind the scenes. And with M-pesa coming in the way it has, it means that we can do better work in terms of preparation. And then obviously there is the Babylon paper up front. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, resources are everything, Kabir.
Huge.
Because you're playing knowing there's something at stake. So thanks to M-pesa, there's no delays in terms of travels. Of course, the HSP 7 series do pay that, but the allowances, they come in handy thanks to M-pesa. And look at the first match, Kabir. Spain, 19-0. It means that Kenya really was on top of every department.
Yeah, we ran through them. You know, the Spanish historically used to have the Spanish Armada was the greatest navy in the world. If you look at what that history was and what Kenya did to them, we went straight through them. I mean, it was unbelievable. You saw our boys, especially after the performance in Vancouver, had a point to prove. They picked up on the basics where they were missing out, and we just ran at them and through them. Really just, I think, almost a perfect performance for them to bounce back and say that, you know, we are here, we are competitive, we do belong, and not much more you could ask from them.
What a good way to bounce back, because looking at Vancouver Sevens, there are a lot of things that we did learn from there, having not won even a single match. But we have erased that one, and we are keeping on improving for the Wambua's charges. And we're seeing it coming up very well. And look at the fans at Hong Kong Sevens vis-a-vis what we had in Vancouver Sevens could have played some role in terms of giving the boys another motivation?
Yeah, huge. Just I think coming back to, you know, the support that having a title sponsor like M-pesa brings in is that we made the mistakes in Vancouver. We just weren't good enough. But the boys went away. They did the work, and they've come out in Hong Kong and really, really shown that they've, you know, done it. And I think a key part of sport is being able to say that we learn from our mistakes and we improve. And they've put in the time, they figured it out, and now that's where they are. And of course, the fans are a huge part. As we know, playing home and away games is a massive advantage. And so having Kenyans there, and you know, we are the party. You know, Kenyans are known for making sevens rugby a whole different world. You know, that there was a story at the beginning when we qualified for the sevens again, about how the parties come back to sevens rugby. And the party that's come back is the Kenyan fans.
Sure. And I remember the commenter actually saying that Kenyans are back. Kenyans like dancing. And we're going to see Kenyans, because forgetting that we have also South Africa in the HSB 7 series, but it's only Kenya that is very synonymously being seen there because of actually the on and off the pitch vibe that they bring at the sevens.
Yeah, it's, you know, we have to remember, the sport itself and our performance on the pitch is significant, but we're exporting brand Kenya. And, you know, coming back to it, it's the boys, the fans, M-pesa, you know, the Kenyan flag, Alex. This is what we're exporting, and we're doing ourselves proud. You know, it's important that we put on a good display, and that we show that we're competitive, because we are. And then you have the brand of Kenya, you know, that we play good rugby, that we have great fans, and so, you know, everything goes out there, and M-pesa is helping us to connect to the world.
Second match in Pool C, we played against the Great Britain. We lost 12-7.
Close game. I think you have to give credit where credit is due. Great Britain are just a better side than us.
Yes, they are.
And we looked a little bit tired, to be honest. I think that if you're going to play sevens and you know how it goes, you have to have the fitness levels up. I don't really buy into the jet lag. These are professional athletes. They should have been prepared for this. But they put in a good performance. Again, some simple mistakes. I think there was a bit of a worry that we were going back to, the fumbling the basics. But the boys really picked it up and sort of, didn't allow too many errors to get in their way. It was a closer game in the end. Not the best game that we've played, but I think that moving forward, there's every chance, because we face France tomorrow morning. There's every chance that we could beat France if we play like we did against Spain.
Yeah, looking at that game is a very close game, because it means that if Kenya had scored a try, it means that Kenya had convert that try, or either it means that Kenya could have won that match. So it's a close try. Give it to the boys, because they are keeping on improving each and every single day. You've mentioned about the last match in Pool C. Tomorrow morning, early in the morning, you're going to wake up early in the morning at 5 a.m. to cheer the Shujaa, the national sevens team, playing against the Olympic champions. That's France.
Yeah, look, big game. France lost against Great Britain and against Spain.
Surprise.
Huge surprise.
Upset.
Massive upset.
They've lost 2 out of 2. It's not like France.
The lesson here is that in sevens, anything can happen, and it has happened.
Yeah, because you see, Kenya beat Spain, Spain beat France.
So it's very
possible.
So
we're meeting France in the last match, hoping that now, because we beat Spain, we are in the upper hand to beat France.
Look, one thing about the game of sevens is that nothing is ever promised. Whoever turns up on the day and puts results on the board, that's what counts. And, to lose 2 games in a row, they're obviously not playing their best rugby.
It means they're out. They're out of the main cup quarters.
Correct, but it also makes them more dangerous, because they have nothing to lose.
Correct.
So they can play a freer kind of rugby, whereas Kenya, if they win their game, they have a chance to go through for the main cup. And I don't see any reason why they couldn't or shouldn't. Like I said, we are playing the best rugby we could be playing with what is a very, very young team. Not much experience amongst all of them. So I think this is, we're where we need to be to move this forward.
As it stands, Kenya second on the table. We have Team GB, Great Britain, leading that pool. Then we have Spain, then France at the bottom of the table. Kenya gonna qualify for the main cup quarters tomorrow?
Yeah, fingers crossed, yes. The boys need a good night's sleep. And they just need to do the basics well tomorrow. And I think that if we play the rugby that we become synonymous with, run the ball, leave it wide, be tight in defense, there's every chance that we can.
There's every chance that we can. And I give credit to Coach Wambua. He has a very young team. And if you look at the age of the sevens players who are playing there, it is under 25. So Kenya is not exceptional, because if you look at the boys, they are really trying. They're now gelling. And we have hope in Coach Wambua, because you see the tactics that he's employing. I hope that he has, and I know that he has learned, he has analyzed the match. Coming tomorrow against France, he knows what to do to beat France. That one, I have no doubt about it.
Yeah, and look, he has 2 examples to borrow from. The game against Great Britain and the game against Spain clearly outlines their weaknesses. They left big holes in their defensive line. When they were attacking, they overcommitted. Some simple ball handling errors and, easy tries realistically especially for a team like Spain. Mm-hmm. So, these are not mistakes that we expect France to make. So he has the blueprint for what they haven't done well. He doesn't need to reinvent the wheel. He just needs to tell the boys to keep it basic, do what they do, and I have every bit of confidence that we'll make it through.
Your standing player so far?
Patrick
Odongo.
Okongo. He is just, when he gets back to Kenya, I think we should invite him to run 100 meters against Omanyala. He is lightning. And you watch him, he's big, he's strong. Like I said, for anyone who watched the game against Spain, when he ran at them, he ran through them. I mean, you had Spanish players just trying to hold him, and he just went straight through them. He's big, he's strong, he's young, he's fast. He had some injuries that he seems to have bounced back from. So, And there's no doubt about it. He's a standout player. Having said that, sevens is a game of 7 people on the pitch. It's you don't really have much room to go wrong. So I think that all the boys need to really lift their game and play their role. I don't know, Alex, who's your...
Definitely Patrick Odongo, because looking at how his consistency, despite coming from injury, he keeps on delivering. Because Patrick Odongo has really come on when it matters most. When it comes to the Challenger Series, he scored some very good tries. When he comes now to the Olympics, he also had some good tries, though he had some injury. Come to this now, Hong Kong, he actually had a very fine game against Spain. And is an absolute talent, if you can mention. Not mentioning that we have the likes of the captain, Samuel Asati. We have King George Oro playing also very well. But you have that one outstanding player who comes through for the team. And for me, I think, I agree with you, Kabe, that it's Patrick Odongo, and I think he's not yet done. Come tomorrow against France, he's going to make Kenya shine because it matters most now. If you beat France, you are through to the main cup quarters.
Yeah, he's stand out, and I think that all the boys, being young, I think this is an opportunity for them to show what they have. We're not carrying any passengers in this team. The average age is just under 25, so they all have an opportunity. This is the future of Kenyan rugby, so why not? They all have the chance to be somebody, and they should take it with both hands.
Kenya coming from the Challenger Series, we are not off the hook. As we're speaking right now, Kenya is 9th placed in the standing, which means they are the bottom 4 who might go for the playoffs. The only remaining with 2 legs, that is Singapore, and then LA, that is Los Angeles, the last one. Thinking that Kenya will manage through, thanks, now they have motivation, they have the union who's supporting them, they have sponsors who are coming on board to support them, like M-pesa. Do you think that they will pull through?
Yes. In short, they have everything that they've ever needed. It's no longer a question of resources, which in the past has been a big problem. When you have a big sponsor like M-pesa, as we said earlier, they come in, and so your training is looked after, your meals, your gym work, all the things that go in behind the scenes so that the boys can come out and do their job. Once that is there, the only excuse that they have is themselves. And I have every bit of faith that they have what it takes. They just need to clean up the basics, because sevens is a game that exposes basic mistakes. You come up against a better side, you have to just see what you can do. But some of the mistakes that we were making in Vancouver, not good enough, but they've learned from it, and they've shown that they've learned, and they've shown that they're a team that grows from strength to strength. So if they can continue on their upwards trajectory, there's no reason why we can't qualify.
And that's how the game of Kenya Sevens is, because there are only 7 minutes, 14 minutes. So Team Kenya doing very well. We're so proud of Team Kenya being at the HSB Sevens World Series, because every Kenyan will wake up early in the morning to cheers. Kabira said they are our first ambassadors, all sportsmen, and Kenya Sevens do flag our Kenyan flag very high, and so is M-pesa coming on board swift and very fast, making sure that ting, confirmed, received.
Connecting the world.
Connecting the world with M-pesa. And there's nothing good that motivates everyone, including Kabil, like pesa. So we wish Team Kenya Sevens all the very best. And we know that they're going to pull through. Please, let's go cheer Kenya Sevens. They play France in their last Pool C match. That will be a decider for them to go for the main cup. And we know that Coach Wambua will do what it takes. For us, we'll be here to give you all the results after tomorrow. Saturday Music and Sports Show, during our show tomorrow, we're going to give you all the results and analyze everything. And not forgetting that even we go to Singapore, to Los Angeles, we are together in this journey.
Yeah, we're here for the long game. Sevens is here for the long game. M-pesa is here for the long game. We're ambassadors of the sports, and they are ambassadors of Kenya. And so, we want the boys to do us proud. And thank you to M-pesa for the support that they've given Kenyan rugby.
All the best, Team Kenya Sevens.